Bloods and Crips, neutral 87. Left the label, but it's all love. I would've stayed, they would've paid me better. Chavo double back, I'm like maybe never.
Welcome to the Bitcoin Source. I'm Dawdu, your host for the ultimate destination for exclusive interviews on blockchain technology and the digital revolution. Today we got my boy, my brother in the building, Chavo. He is a rap artist with hundreds of millions of streams on Spotify, the son of legendary rap icon Benzino, CEO of his own record label, Pay Cash Records, and has collaborated with artists and producers like Coil Ray, Cousin Stiz, Pierre Bourne, so many to name. Welcome to the show, bro.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, man. You know, we family, so you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you, bro.
100. Oh, Chavo, let's jump in. So, of course, you've had tons of streams. You had some record label situations, but you also been doing your independent thing. That's no small feat. There's a lot of success that we could talk about, but I seen it from the beginning, and I just want to say offhand, I'm super proud of you, bro. I'm so happy that you're in a
Thank you.
position of power. So, to start off this interview, I wanted to know how you grew up in Boston and how did the city shape your hustle and your music ventures.
Okay, well, I have a big family in Boston between my, from my mom's side and my dad's side. A lot of my dad's side, they're like in the Taunton area of Massachusetts. Would that be considered east or west? Taunton.
Taunton is like south, like South Shore.
All right. So there a
Yep.
lot of I got like probably 13 uncles and aunts in Taunton and probably like 30, 40 cousins in Taunton, maybe
Yep.
more. So a lot of my dad's side, was out there, and then my mom's side, a lot of my mom's side was in inner city of Boston, such as Mattapan, Dorchester. Um, so it was fun growing up in Boston. You know what I'm saying? I was always with my cousins, as you. That's how me and you met. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
In Mattapan, and you feel what I'm saying, being in Dorchester and stuff like that. My mom had moved me out of Boston probably when I was like maybe 13 to 12, maybe my fifth grade. We had moved to Milton, from Carmen Square. We was in Carmen Square for a few years, but she had got a house in Milton. We had moved to Milton, which is probably like, it's a suburb, but it's right close to Boston. If you know Massachusetts, it's only like a goddamn bridge away. It's like a 5-minute walk from being in the inner city. So I wasn't too far away from my family members and my cousins and stuff like that. But I spent majority of my growing up to like age doing stuff like being able to remember, not being a child was me being in Milton and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool though. It was all fun. It's all the same stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yep.
inner city shit going on,
Yep.
but it was dope. It was dope because the education is kind of a little different. The school systems are like they're smaller classes, so it's kind of more focused for the child, I guess, in the classroom, so they can get more attention and obtain more knowledge and stuff like that. So it was dope. It was kind of like I said, it was the best of both worlds, being in the burbs and kind of being growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope. It made me be the person I am today. So it's like I'm not as green to things. I feel like if I grew up in Milton my whole life, like if I was born in Milton and grew up in Milton, I'd be green to a lot of shit going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have my street smarts. You feel what I'm saying? Like Boston gave you my street smarts, if that makes any
100%
sense.
for sure. And Milton is right there. You could throw a stone and be in Mattapan. So
Nah, fact.
it's like give or take. But of course, people know you from kind of being more of an Atlanta-based artist. So I'm just happy
Yeah.
that kind of let people know that Boston was kind of your
Have
stomping grounds. Go
anytime
ahead.
someone says Atlanta, or so, not to cut you off, anytime someone's like an Atlanta artist, or you know what I'm saying, I gotta tell them, like, I'm not from Atlanta, man. I just live here. I've been here
Yeah.
for a while, so it might look like I'm from here, but I'm not from Atlanta.
Yep. And I definitely want to just get right into some of the questions I really wanted to ask you, which was of all these accolades in music, but really stands out to me is your entrepreneurial side. And I think that that's a testament of growing up in Milton, growing up in Boston,
That's a fact.
seeing your dad do so many businesses and so many hustles as a young kid. What made you start Pay Cash Records, and what was the motivation behind creating your own label?
So, all right, Pay Cash Records, I started that in Miami. I was kind of, I wouldn't say down on my luck, but I wasn't in a position that I'm in today. I was doing a lot of hustling, living day to day in Florida and Miami. And me and my homeboy Vet, we was just always in the studio, just making songs, wasting our money on studio time, but just not wasting our time. You know what I mean? We were wasting our money, but not wasting our time, if that makes any sense. So we was just trying to was trying to make something happen. And I don't know if he came up with the name or I came up with the name, but I know it was both of us sitting in the room together and we came up with the paid cash thing. You know what I mean? And ever since then, I just been pushing it. Even when I was signed to Pierre, I was telling P, like, got my own label in my head that I want to push, and this is what I want to do. So I just been, building it up block by block. I got some merch that we're about to drop for the PCR stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to build it up block by block, bro. Just do different things. Getting the sports, all different type of stuff. Sports agencies, like my old manager, his nephew is really good in football in Florida. I don't know what position he plays, but he's real young and he's ranked. And we was just messing around talking like, man, what if we start a PCR sports agency and we're the ones that got there and bring him in and we handle all his business for him. So I would hope to see things go there. You know what I mean? So I know it's more than just music that, you know what I'm saying, that you can do, an artist can do, you know what I mean? And the things he can touch, it can be way more than just being based on music or entertainment. So
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of want to delve into that a little bit more because you're such a smart businessman and you've seen the potential of what these, music labels can do outside of just making rap music. I know a lot of artists struggle with labels, especially when it comes to getting paid fairly. On one of your tracks, Needing the Most,
Running the tournament, ranks, well, it's permanent. Buying crypto and converting it. I'm the captain, that's affirmative. Yeah, block.
because I didn't listen to everything you done made. It's crazy. On Needing the Most, you mentioned about buying crypto and then converting it. And as soon as I heard you say that, I'm like, okay, he's thinking on another playing field as far as technology and kind of using money in a different aspect. So, do you think like crypto, Bitcoin, blockchain technology could help artists have more control over their earnings, especially for independent artists trying to break through?
hell yeah. So this year in the middle of last year, the ending of last year, I had the opportunity to do different crypto deals with different people that are like trying to open up the space between crypto and music, or connect the space, I should say, between crypto and music. Is one of my friends is making a platform where people can upload their music on the platform, and other people, such as like their fans, can go on the platform. And I think they can pay either Bitcoin to buy the music or stream the music. It's something where they can use Bitcoin, Ethereum. Right? So yeah, so he's doing something like a blockchain where you can use those kind of things and you can buy the music, and I think it's dope as hell. You know what I mean? And he was able to break bread with me, and give me a few Ethereum to do some business. And I remember 2 years ago I caught a NFT deal with this company. They gave me damn near like 25,000 in Ethereum. I wish I had held on to it. But my dumb ass had sold it. You know what I mean? If I would have held on to it, I would have made more than what the 25 was back then. You know what I mean? But I can only imagine the deals that are being broken between these crypto businesses and these different artists and different entertainers and sports people. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much money out here to be made. It's dope that it's giving people another way to make money, like another source of income that can be made through the crypto.
100%. And next time you get a deal like that, bro, you got to make sure you convert it into Bitcoin because if you think about it, right, like Ethereum is okay, but when you look at the big businesses, when you look at the financial banks, they're all buying Bitcoin, whether it's BlackRock, Fidelity. So you got to deal with the major coin that's being played out there. So um, you'll have more opportunities. Of course, you always got my number.
Hell yeah, next time I do have one, I'm gonna call you for sure.
100%.
I wish I was thinking about this when you feel what I'm saying, when these things had occurred. But like I said, there's gonna be more in the future. So
Yeah, for sure. Chavo, you've been in the industry for a minute now. Like, not to put your business out there, but you've been rapping.
forever,
I mean,
bro. You know this. You know
I
this
remember you rapping from a kid, like five,
for
six
sure.
years old.
It's like I'm
So
20 plus years rapping for sure. I don't want to disclose my
100%.
age, but I'm 20 plus years in this field for sure.
Exactly. And I wanted to know like what were some of the toughest challenges that you faced trying to break into the rap scene, early in those days.
Early in those days, I'm gonna be honest, there were no challenges in those days. Only, I mean, as far as I can think of now, the real challenges are now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like back then, it was so easy because I wasn't writing the music back then. I'm gonna be honest, I was so young. My dad had someone writing the music for me. Um, they were paying for the studio time. They were picking the beats out. So back then, it's real. Which I would have initiative when I was younger, um, on certain things. But it's all right. It's not the end of my run or the end of my rope. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going so hard now with this PCR stuff.
Of course, you've had these very, very early stages of being in the rap game. When you decide when you said like, okay, it's kind of getting harder now as a grown man running your own label. you hear stories about artists wanting to stay independent versus signing to a major label. What's your take on that business side of things? Does it make more sense for you to be independent right now at this stage, or would you look into signing a new label later down the road?
It's a double-edged sword. Being independent is dope, but being signed to a label is dope. It's just all about the artist, man. And it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's about the artist, because if you can make money independently, you can make money majorly. And if you can make money majorly, you can make money independently. You know what I mean? It's just all about how you want your money to be split up at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? And some people are well off where they made so much money, or they don't have they're so well off and they made so much money that they don't have the contacts, and that's where a label comes in. The label has the contacts and the resources. Like the artist might have the money, but they don't have the resources and the contacts. So that's where a label will come in, and it makes sense and it meshes. And then there's other times when an artist might not have the money, but he has the contacts and the resources. So it's better for him to stay independent and he can build his back up that way. You know what I mean? So it just all depends on the artist. But me, I'm not one of them people that's like fuck majors or fuck being independent. I like both. Both is dope. Both is dope. It's all about how you can work it.
100%. As a forward thinking artist, when you look at technology disruptors in hip hop like DistroKid, where you can see platforms that will pay you independently, where do you think these platforms will take the rap industry in the future? Do you think it will influence how music is distributed or even how artists interact with their fans?
Yeah, I feel like it already has. That's why there's so many artists now. I feel like that is because of how easy it is to put the music out there. It's not too much of a process to get it to the masses as it once was 20 years ago. So a person's like, fuck being 20 years ago, it's like, fuck being an artist, because I'm gonna make this music and it's just gonna sit here on my phone or sit here on this CD, and I really don't have no way to get it to LA. I have no way to get it to New York, get it to Africa, or get it, you know what I mean? To Portugal, these different places. But these distro kid shit, all you gotta do is upload it. And that shit's, you feel me? It's worldwide. So I feel like that's the part of the reason why there's so many artists. And I kind of don't like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. But as long as you know you're true to yourself and you're a real artist, you're gonna outshine and be, that you're gonna be known in a herd full of people. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be able to be the sore thumb that sticks out. So it really shouldn't matter at the end of the day. But it just makes the journey longer or harder for real artists. You know what I mean? Because there's so many bullshit artists in the mix.
For sure. And you've seen so much success around that space. And when you're talking about young artists out here trying to grind every day to make a name for themselves, you saw like Money Man get $1 million deal.
You said check my cash out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Y'all see that? Y'all see that right there? Y'all see what that is? Me and Gazi, we just made history. I don't even think you ever seen that much money in the Cash App account. Cash App made Cash App switched day. Cash App went to the back engineering inside of their program to allow us to send that much money through that. We the only people you'll ever see probably send $1 million through Cash App. You'll never see that again in your life. $1 million worth of Bitcoin to make it that. So you got to think about it like that. We just made history today. You never probably even seen no artist get paid or have $1 million in Bitcoin. You might see it after this because we just planted the seed and the seed gonna grow. But we just made history. We the first to do this. We going to the moon.
Cash App and Ghazi in Bitcoin.
I remember when Money first like came on the scene. He was smart with it. Like I was living in Atlanta, and it was some shit called Spinrilla back in the day. Spinrilla's not really out no more, or it is, but people don't go on it. But it was a mixtape app where people just uploaded their mixtapes to. It was kind of like Dat Piff, but it was like the first cool looking Dat Piff. I guess Dat Piff didn't have this server where it was like, friendly, user friendly to be on. It was kind of too like old school. It didn't look cool or look up to date. Where Spinrilla, that shit was more newer to the, you know what I mean? They had the colors. It was easier to click stuff, and the images were bigger. It wasn't as much words. It was just the mixtapes. And I remember him paying certain DJs just to put his songs on like their popular tapes on Spinrilla, and that's what blew him up. And I remember him even talking about that. You know what I mean? Like he's smart as hell. Money's a genius. I'm a fan of him. Me and him got the same jeweler too. That nigga Ali, he always be rapping about. That's who be doing all
Yeah,
my shit. Besides this, Wafi did this, but me and him got the same jeweler and shit. I fuck with him.
yeah, that's fire. And you know what I also wanted to know, Chavo, was you got paid cash records. It's still new. Are you going to be looking at signing new talent, or do you think that there's a possibility that a deal could be made in the future where you have a partnership with somebody that can bring on new talent for you?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I just really want to focus on myself right now. I don't want to tie anybody down, and I'm not off the ground. I feel like that was the situation I just got out of. You know what I mean? Like, bless my man P Hart's my brother forever and shit. But you know, he was just really focused on his music career, and it was hard for him to balance out having 6 artists. You know what I mean? And trying to blow them up as well. When you're trying to blow yourself up as an artist, he was already blown up as a producer, but you know, he was trying to go mainstream as an artist. So it was kind of hard for him to juggle everything. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I wouldn't yet, because I would want to build myself up, so I wouldn't have to waste their time, or you know what I mean? I guess I wouldn't have to waste their time or my time. And that's kind of like what Wayne did with Drake and Nicki. He was already set, so it didn't really matter for him to put the shine on them or for him to pass him the ball, because he was already out of there. You know what I mean? It was only so much further he could go. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I wouldn't sign anybody until I'm fully right. As far as an artist, I would sign producers because I could get their money being, you know what I mean, on their beats and streams and stuff. I was splitting the streams. But as far as rappers right now, I will wait off until I get right.
For sure. And you know, Permission is one of my favorite records that you and P made, bro. Like that song to
I
me was just incredible. Like,
appreciate
how
it.
did that relationship come about? Like, what was the creative process when you two get in the studio?
Shit, he would just load me up with beats, bro. I'd be at his crib. He would just load me up with beats and get an engineer. He had a studio inside his house, and I would just rock out for like 10 hours or 12-hour sessions inside the crib, shit like that. And I would just try to do every. So if you gave me 6 beats, I would try to do every single 6 beat. You know what I mean? And we'll do that for a week, and then we'll pick out the best 15 or 20 songs out the 30 or the 40 that I did, and we'll throw that, make a tape out of it. So that was our process for the first 3 tapes that we did. For the Tribal World 1 through 3, that's how we did those.
I know your dad was really involved in your music career from a young age, from Source Magazine to Hip Hop Weekly to the Crab Shack. He exposed you to a lot of different hustles. What was the greatest lesson that Benzino taught you as a man?
The Crab Trap that was probably one of the hardest ones, bro. This was a time where I took a break off of really making music. You know what I'm saying? And I was really just focusing on becoming a man. You know what I mean? Trying to see, because at this point in time, I was thinking like, shit, I'd be a millionaire at 21. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been rapping since I was 7. So in my mind, I'm like, nigga, if I don't got a deal by 21 or 23 and I don't got this certain amount of money, fuck it, I'm gonna do something else. You know what I mean? So my dad had opened up the restaurant, and I kind of just ran it. I was like the eyes and ears for him. And I was there every day, 12 hours a day, closing and opening it every single fucking day. I was doing that shit probably for like a year and a half. It was a good experience. You know what I mean? It taught me business, restaurant business. Like one day I definitely want to open a restaurant. It's good money. There was times it was $30,000, $40,000 weekends. You know what I mean? Just off of selling crabs. So it opened my eyes to like different hustles. You know what I mean? And he always been a hustler. So my eyes was always wide anyway because of that. You feel what I'm saying? He always already had my eyes wide at a young age. With the music industry and with the Source magazine and stuff like that. So I always just wanted to be like him. And I think that's the reason why I chose rapping. You know what I mean? Seeing him, being around him, the influence that he had on my life so much, and me wanting to have that.
Touring could be crazy with all the shows and fans. What's been the wildest experience you've had on tour, and how did you connect with your fans while on the road?
Shit. So P had us open up, me, Jelly, and Shark. We was his artists. We opened up for his tour. Life's a movie. It was like probably 30 cities, 40 cities. And I was supposed to do the overseas run. It was like a 30 country overseas run. But I had some family issues back home, so I chose to stay home and I didn't go. But it was dope. It was no crazy, like nothing like crazy or weird. Everything was dope. It was a fun tour experience. I would definitely do it again. Um, it was definitely a fun ass tour. I'm trying to think of something crazy that happened. Ain't nothing really crazy happened. That shit was pretty copacetic. It's pretty copacetic. What was your second question? No, it was a 2-part question.
Yeah, the second part of the question was, how do you connect with your fans while you're on the road?
Really just by, so a lot of fans will DM me if they know I'm coming to their city. So I'll try to either see them before the show starts. I'll come out into the line. There's a few times I did that when we was on the road. I'll come out on the line. I just kick it with them, take pictures with the ones that want to take pictures, dap them up. You feel what I'm saying? There was a couple that I brought backstage on certain shows. You know what I mean? Let them like have like an experience. But that's really it, man. The fans make me, so I'm never gonna turn my back or turn my nose up. You feel what I'm saying? Like them thinking the music is why I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? Today, I'm able to do the things I'm able to do today.
So looking ahead, where do you see Pay Cash Records in the next 5 years? Do you plan on fully embracing technologies like DistroKid, possibly paying new producers or artists in Bitcoin or blockchain? What are you going to kind of do to keep pushing the label forward, going forward from here?
Shoot, I'm about to go on a little mini tour run. It's like 4 or 5 cities. Boston's one of them. So when I come up there, I'm definitely gonna see you and have media passes for you.
For
But
sure,
just working, bro. I'm gonna try to drop some new tapes. Hopefully in 5 years, like I'm not even gonna say hopefully in 5 years, I should have some platinum records under my belt, under my label. Um,
for sure,
my biggest single, Michigan's Gold, but that's not under my label. That's under Sauce House's label. So I would want to put out some platinum records under my own shit, which I know I can. That's what I'm working on right now.
for sure, man. I'm proud of you, man. And thank you for breaking down everything in this interview, bro. Talking about crypto, Pay Cash Records. Even like, and we didn't even get into it, but like your sister Coyle Ray, who is like a superstar.
Like, I'm
You
proud of,
know,
super, super proud of her, bro. Like, that shit came out of nowhere. I'm not gonna
yeah.
say out of nowhere because she, like, if you look on World Star, there's old shit of her when she was young.
Yep.
When I
You
was
and
rapping.
her. Yep. Cool
Yeah,
Breeze Ray. Cool
yeah,
Breeze
exactly,
Ray. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Yep.
She has some shit back in the day, so it's in her blood. So it's nothing that I'm too shocked of. You know what I mean? It's just dope that she made it happen. She made it happen on her own. That's one thing I
Sure.
can contest of. She didn't have no help. She did that shit by herself. So besides the peers that were with her, you know what I mean, her closest friends and stuff like that. But she did her thing. She did a big one for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Chavo, it's been a pleasure. Looking forward to see how you shake things up in the next few years. And this has been an incredible conversation. So thank you for sharing your journey and insights today with us, bro. And for everybody out there, check out his music. Check out. I think you got a tour coming up next month. So please tap in with that.
For
And
sure, for sure. I got the links in my bio. My Instagram's Chavo, Chavo. The tickets are in the bio. I'm gonna be in Chicago, Phoenix, LA. It's gonna be the weekend of 11/13 to 11/15, and then the following week we're gonna do New York and Boston. So y'all tap in.
for sure, to my listeners, thank you for tuning into the Bitcoin Source. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and stay updated on all things Bitcoin. Until next time, peace.